Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something right now. When you learn the band secrets of attraction, you won't have to call nobody first. You won't have to text nobody twice. They will call you. They will text you instantly. Why? Because the game changes when you change. Ladies and gentlemen, let me make this plain and clear right now. If you really want them to call you, if you really want them to text you like they can't help themselves, you have to stop chasing. I mean it. Stop running after people who ain't even looking back. Stop sending all those messages hoping they notice you. Because the more you chase, the faster they run. That's just how human nature works. We want what feels rare, what feels valuable, what feels like it's not available to everyone. And when you're always available, always ready, always saying yes, you're telling them, I'm easy to get, I'm common, I'm not special. But when you pull back, when you stop overgiving, when you make your presence scarce, suddenly you become the thing they can't stop thinking about. Scarcity creates desire. Think about it. Why do people line up for something limited? Why do folks go crazy over things that are hard to get? Because what's rare is valuable. What's too available loses its shine. And that applies to people too. The reason they're not calling, the reason they're not texting is because they feel like they already got you wrapped around their finger. You respond too fast. You show up too easy. You give too much without them even earning it. And let me tell you, when there's no challenge, there's no value. When there's no scarcity, there's no desire. People crave the things they feel they might lose, not the things that are always sitting there waiting. If you want to flip the game, stop chasing, stop double texting, stop checking your phone every 5 minutes. Go live your life. Go do something that fills you up. Go be so busy winning and shining that they start wondering where you went. Because when your energy shifts, when you move from please pick me to you'd be lucky to have me, that's when they feel the pull. That's when they start checking their phone every 5 minutes, hoping you text it. That's when the calls come in late at night. That's when the hey stranger messages start popping up. Why? Because you created scarcity. And scarcity makes people chase. See, the problem is most people are afraid to pull back. They think if I don't chase, I'll lose them. But the truth is, if you have to chase them, you never really had them in the first place. Real attraction doesn't have to be forced. Real interest doesn't need reminders. And when you stop forcing, when you stop chasing, you allow space for them to step forward. And if they don't, that's your answer right there. But more often than not, they will come running back because the sudden distance, the sudden lack of access, it triggers something deep. It makes them feel like they're losing something valuable. So I'm telling you, stop giving them the comfort of your constant attention. Stop making them feel like you're always going to be there no matter how they treat you. Your time, your energy, your presence, those are privileges, not rights. And when you treat them like privileges, people start treating them that way too. They start working to earn your attention instead of expecting it for free. They start valuing your time because it's no longer handed out to anyone and everyone. And let me tell you something else. When you stop chasing, your confidence grows. You stand taller. You speak stronger. You feel powerful. because you're no longer begging for someone else's approval. And that energy, oh, it's attractive. It draws people in without you even trying. Suddenly, you're the one they can't get enough of. Suddenly, they're the ones wondering if they're good enough for you. That's right. So remember, scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about knowing your worth. It's about saying, I'm not going to be everywhere for everyone. If you want me, come correct, earn this. And when you do that, when you stop chasing and start choosing, the desire they feel for you multiplies. That's when they call, that's when they text, and that's when you know you flipped the game in your favor. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something real. If you want them to call you, if you want them to text you without even thinking twice, you've got to stop being so predictable. See, the problem with most folks is they become a routine. They answer the same way every time. They show up the same way every time. And let me tell you, routine kills excitement. Routine kills attraction. People don't chase what they already feel they know inside and out. People chase what feels like a challenge, what feels like a mystery, what makes them curious and keeps them guessing. That's the power of being unpredictable. That's how you build attraction without saying a word. Because see, when you're unpredictable, you create tension. And tension, ladies and gentlemen, is the fuel for desire. When they can't quite figure you out, when they're not sure what move you're going to make next, when they can't predict how you'll respond, they stay locked in. Their mind stays on you. Their attention stays on you. And attention is everything in this game. The person who controls the attention controls the power. And you can't get that power if you're out here being an open book from day one. No, you've got to keep a little bit back. You've got to leave some chapters for later. You've got to give them just enough to stay interested, but not so much that they feel they've already got the whole story. Think about it. Every time you see a movie trailer that gives away the whole plot, you lose interest, don't you? You feel like you've already seen it. But when the trailer shows just enough to spark your curiosity, when it leaves you wondering what happens next, that's when you rush to see it. That's when you buy the ticket. It's the same with attraction. When they can predict your every move, they stop valuing it. But when you throw in a little surprise, when you pull back when they expect you to lean in, when you say no when they're used to hearing yes, suddenly you're not just another option, you're the mystery they can't solve. And people love solving mysteries. But let me tell you, being unpredictable doesn't mean playing childish games. It means having depth. It means having layers. It means showing them that you're not just one-dimensional. One day you're sweet, the next day you focus on your goals and not answering every call. One day you're available, the next day you're busy building your empire. That balance keeps them on their toes. That balance keeps them wondering, do I really have this person, or do I need to step up and work harder to keep their attention? And that, my friends, is how you make them chase. That's how you flip the script. So they're the ones calling, they're the ones texting, they're the ones trying to lock you down before somebody else does. Because here's the truth. When people feel like they've got all of you too soon, they get lazy. They stop trying. But when they feel like there's more to discover, more to earn, they stay engaged, they stay curious. They keep showing up because they don't want to miss out on what's next. That's the magnetic pull of mystery. That's the secret sauce that makes them check their phone 10 times a day just to see if you reached out. So if you've been out here wondering why they're not calling, why they're not texting, maybe it's because you've been too available, too predictable, too easy to figure out. Switch it up. Move different. Say no sometimes. Don't answer every call right away. Don't let them think they've got you all figured out. Keep that little spark of unpredictability alive. Because when they can't predict you, they can't stop thinking about you. When they can't stop thinking about you, they can't stay away from you. That's how you create real attraction that lasts. That's how you make them call. That's how you make them text instantly. And without even trying hard, just by keeping a little mystery alive. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me close. If you really want them to call you, if you really want them to text you like they can't help it, you've got to set some boundaries. I'm talking about real, solid, unshakable boundaries. Because let me tell you something true. Nothing commands attention more than confidence, and confidence shows up loudest when you draw the line and say, this is what I allow, this is what I don't. People can smell weakness from a mile away. They know when you're desperate, when you're willing to bend your own rules just to keep someone close. And when they sense that, they lose respect. And when respect goes out the window, so does attraction. See, boundaries are not about pushing people away. Boundaries are about protecting your energy, your peace, your worth. When you let people cross lines too easily, you're sending a silent message that says, I don't value myself enough to say no. And that kills attraction faster than anything else. Because let's be real, everybody's out here trying to get as much as they can with as little effort as possible. But when they meet someone with boundaries, someone who won't settle, someone who holds their ground, that's when they start working harder. That's when they start calling more. That's when they start texting more. Because suddenly they feel they've got something valuable to earn. And people always value what they have to work for. But too many folks out here are so afraid of losing someone that they let go of their own standards. They let people cancel plans last minute. They accept excuses. They tolerate bad behavior just to avoid being alone. And let me tell you, that energy is weak. That energy pushes people away because deep down, everyone is drawn to strength. Strength is sexy. Confidence is magnetic. When you say no without fear, when you walk away without looking back, when you refuse to be an option, you glow different. You stand taller. And that energy pulls people in without you chasing. You want them to call you instantly, set a boundary they didn't expect. You want them to text you nonstop, show them that you're not sitting around waiting on them, that your time is valuable, that if they want access to you, they have to come correct. Because when you raise your standards, you raise your value. And when your value goes up, so does the desire. That's when they start wondering, who else is trying to get their attention? Who else sees their worth? That's when they feel that pressure. That's when they start putting in effort they never gave before. And here's the beautiful thing. The more you practice setting boundaries, the stronger your confidence grows. It becomes natural. You stop second-guessing yourself. You stop overthinking every little thing. You just move with power, knowing that whoever's meant for you will meet your standard, not make you lower it. And that kind of self-respect, that kind of confidence is what makes them chase. That's what makes them call. That's what makes them text you out the blue, trying to get back into your good graces. So if you've been wondering why they're not showing up the way you want, maybe it's time to check your boundaries. Maybe it's time to raise the bar and let them know you're not here to play small. You're not here to settle. And the moment they feel that shift in you, they'll feel that urge to step up. That's when the calls come in. That's when the texts start flooding your phone. And that's how you command attention without even trying hard, just by standing tall in your boundaries. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one of the realest secrets when it comes to making them call you, making them text you, making them chase after you like they can't breathe without you. You got to detach emotionally. You got to take your feelings out of their hands and put them back where they belong, with you. See, too many people give away all their power by reacting to every little thing the other person does. They text slow, and suddenly your whole mood drops. They cancel plans, and you spend the whole day upset. They post something online, and you're out here overthinking, making up stories in your head. And every time you react like that, you're showing them that they control your emotions. And when they know they've got that kind of power over you, they lose interest. Because nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. But when you detach, when you stop letting their actions control your peace, everything changes. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care about yourself more. It means you refuse to let someone else's inconsistency shake your world. It means you stay solid no matter what storm they bring. And let me tell you, that kind of calmness, that kind of emotional control is rare. And because it's rare, it's attractive. It makes people lean in. It makes them chase because they can't figure out why you're not reacting like everyone else. Most people are used to pushing buttons and getting immediate reactions. They're used to someone blowing up their phone when they ignore a text. They're used to someone begging for attention when they pull back. But when you don't react, when you stay cool, calm, and collected, you throw them off balance. And that's when they start chasing. That's when they start texting faster, calling more, trying harder. Because now they're the ones feeling the tension. They're the ones wondering, why aren't they upset? Why aren't they chasing me? Did I lose them? And that little bit of uncertainty makes them want you even more. But detachment takes strength. It takes practice. Because the truth is, your feelings will try to make you react. Your mind will scream. Text them back right now. Call them. Demand answers. But power comes when you can feel all that emotion and still choose to pause, still choose to pull back, still choose peace over panic. And every time you do that, you build more strength. You build more confidence. You become less dependent on them for your happiness. And that's when you become magnetic, because the less you need someone, the more they want you. That's the paradox of attraction. When you act like you can't live without them, they feel smothered. But when you show them that your world keeps spinning just fine with or without them, they get curious. They get anxious. They start wondering, who else sees their value? Who else might take my place if I don't step up? And that's when they come running back. That's when they start calling out the blue. That's when they text you first thing in the morning, trying to get back into your space. So if you've been reacting to every little thing, if you've been letting their actions control your emotions, I'm telling you right now, it's time to detach. It's time to take your power back. Because when you detach emotionally, you rise above the games. You become the prize, not the player. You become the calm in the chaos. And that calmness, that unbothered energy, that's what makes them chase. That's what makes them feel like they have to work harder to get close to you. So remember, your strength is in your silence. Your power is in your peace. The less you react, the more they chase. The less you need them, the more they need you. And when you master that detachment, you don't have to chase after calls or texts. They come to you instantly, naturally, because your energy says, I'm complete with or without you. And that's the energy they can't resist. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the truth that too many people overlook. If you want them to call you, if you want them to text you like they can't hold back, you need to shift your focus. Stop making them your purpose. Stop making them the center of your world. Because the moment you put someone else on that pedestal, you lose your power. You lose your glow. And people feel that. They feel when you're sitting around waiting on them. They feel when your happiness depends on their attention. And let me tell you, that kind of energy doesn't pull people in, it pushes them away. But when you flip the script and start focusing on your own purpose, your own grind, your own success, something magical happens. You become irresistible. There's nothing more attractive than someone who is driven, someone who wakes up every day with goals bigger than their emotions, someone who is so busy building their empire, they don't have time to chase anyone. That kind of energy is rare, and people are drawn to rare. When you're focused on your purpose, you move different. You don't wait by the phone. You don't lose sleep over unanswered texts. You're out here making moves, creating, building, shining. And the more you shine, the more people want to be part of your light. Because success has its own gravity. It pulls people in without you saying a word. When they see you rising, when they see you elevating, when they see you winning, they can't help but pay attention. They start thinking, I need to call them, I need to text them before someone else does. I need to stay close before they get too far ahead. That's how attraction works. People want what's moving forward, not what's standing still. People chase what they feel they might lose, not what's sitting around waiting. But see, most folks make the mistake of putting their whole life on pause for somebody else. They stop their own progress because they're too busy trying to get someone's attention. And that energy, that desperate, stuck energy, it kills attraction. But the moment you get back to your purpose, the moment you lock back in on your own path, everything changes. Your confidence grows, your energy rises. You stop needing validation from anyone because you're getting your fulfillment from your own success. And that fulfillment, that self-sufficiency is powerful. It makes people see you as high value. It makes them realize they need to step up if they want to be part of your world. And let's be clear, focusing on your purpose doesn't mean you don't care about love, connection, or relationships. It means you put yourself first. It means you understand that the best way to attract the right people is to become the best version of you. And when you do that, when you're so locked in on your goals, so busy building your dream, people can't help but chase you. They call you more. They text you more. Because now you're not chasing them, you're chasing your destiny. And that energy makes them want to catch up to you. So if you've been sitting around wondering why they're not reaching out, maybe it's time to check your focus. Maybe it's time to get back to your mission. Maybe it's time to make your purpose your priority again. Because when you do, when you start moving with that kind of power and confidence, The calls come in, the texts show up, the attention flows to you naturally. Because success makes you magnetic. Success makes you irresistible. And when people see you shining, they want to be part of that light. They want to call. They want to text. They want to stay close before somebody else takes their spot. That's the power of purpose. That's the secret sauce that makes them chase without you even trying.